Hello, hello, hello. How you doing today, y'all? You are live with Alonzo right here on Morris Media Live, and it's called Not Without Alonzo, brought to you live from yours truly, your boy, Alonzo, the world-class grandmaster, that crazy Jerry Carroll having brother from straight out of Compton, y'all. I'm the real OG. And to my left is my boy, the hip-hop attorney. We call him Dakar, the hip-hop attorney. What's up, Doc?
Man, how you doing, brother?
Man, you know what? As you can see, I'm running like a chicken with my head cut off, but I got my brains together, so I'm all right. One of them days, Doc. One of them days.
Yeah, I feel you. Well, I'm glad we're here. We get to do it again. Well, this is episode number 5, right?
Yeah, number 5, baby. It's been a nice little journey. I'm having a ball, though. I don't know about you. I'm having a ball.
Oh, yeah. New topics and a lot of interesting discussion to be had. And we got a telephone number where people can call and join us.
You give it to them this time.
I actually don't have it, but I'll trust that the poetess will
I
put
know
it
it.
on the
Hold
screen.
on. It's 323-293-3375. Right? 22.
Yeah, we put it up on the screen.
Oh, okay, it's on the screen. Y'all look right down there, or the left or right, down up under it. Look down there, and you're going to see the phone number. Give us a call, y'all, because what we're talking about today is probably some unknown situation that I've seen on a couple of occasions that change people's lives. And what might that be? Social media and the law. I can recall a couple of situations that I know people personally that because of social media got caught up and sent up and ended up doing time, even though the case was good. Their cases was good, but folks actually got on social media talking crap about that day's testimony on social media, and the prosecuting attorney was like, "What? Wait a minute," because once they subpoenaed, they got action at it, and once we'll talk about that in a minute. We'll verify that, and I laughed at it because I remember. Let's see. We're gonna get us some old school remembering music, like a harp or something. So we're gonna go back. I remember back in the day, before social media, you could be a full-time fool with resumes and the whole 9 yards, and go to court, get a haircut, put a suit and tie on, and tell everybody in the courtroom that you were an angel that was mistaken. It's a mistaken identity, and that you have no idea, Your Honor, how this possibly could have taken place, and why I stand accused. Because based on my church affiliation and all my community work, that I'm just appalled that I would even be arrested. But now, because of social media, folks are more or less creating their own evidence. So all that persona that you're trying to portray for that 15, 20 minutes that you're in front of the judge, the DA has went in and grabbed your social media account, whether it be Facebook or Twitter or Instagram, whatever the case may be, printed it out, put it on a big old poster about bigger than this one on the back here in the back, and everything you've said for the past 6-8 months just became evidence against your character, okay? And a lot of times that is your prosecuting situation, your character. And all that non-gang affiliation that you claiming for, they got you doing all your gang signs with your tattoos, you flexing with money, talking about other stuff you've done. So guess what? You make my man Dakar's job just that much harder. Mm-hmm. Tell them about it, Dakar.
Yeah, very true. This is, getting into our Connecting the Dots segment. We do a different topic every time that we record on a weekly basis. And this is show number 5, and I like to recap a little bit. Okay. So episode 1, it was an introductory show. When we came back for episode 2, we did the topic of, I got my notes here, we did domestic violence.
Domestic violence.
And we talked about domestic violence in hip-hop and culture in general. And then we came back and we did we do pimping next?
Pimping was second, yeah.
Okay, we did pimping, week 3. And then last week we did another great topic, which was
There you go.
Oh, rethinking, no snitching.
No snitching. That's right.
I've been getting some feedback on some of
Did
these
you?
topics that we've done. Yeah, just from
Go
people
ahead.
that have seen the show. But this one is another very interesting topic, and it's probably a topic
Oh, it's my show. Keep your ass out of the studio when you're on my speedy, running your ass up in there like you got some money or something, man. This is Alonzo show. This is not without Alonzo, not without Speedy. What's up, Speedy? I had to get you, Doc. I had to get you.
You got me.
Yeah.
All right, go
but
ahead, Doc.
it's a topic that a lot of people can relate to, for one, because most people use social media nowadays. And because this issue that we're talking about has become so prevalent that most people have heard of a case similar to the ones we'll talk about reported in the news. Because it's an epidemic. So when I was thinking of a good title for the show, one title is the social media documented crimes epidemic, because this thing is like a plague that is spreading or has spread throughout the country, throughout the world. It's not just a problem in the United States or in California. It's a global problem. And yes, it touches our favorite topic of hip hop too.
Right.
So we're going to get into some of the incidents where people are actually being caught up in catching criminal cases and documenting the crimes that they are alleged to have participated in their social media.
That's almost like what's that movie? I think it's Menace to Society, when Homeboy got the videotape of him doing the robbery.
yes,
and he's
yes.
running around showing it to everybody.
Yes.
Nobody know who he is. He took the tape with him, but he's showing the tape to everybody. This is what I did. This is how I robbed that fool. I thought that was the dumbest. I mean, it was a cold ass plot. It was a cold part of the movie, but you showed robbing somebody to one of your major haters. Okay.
Yeah, and you basically got the only recorded evidence of the crime that you committed,
and you kept it.
and then there was some talk in the movie about making copies and selling them. Right. I'm like, if you're a smart criminal,
you destroyed it.
Yeah, you would have dumped it in a barrel, and doused it with gasoline and lit a match to it. And I'm not advising somebody to commit a crime. We're talking about a movie. But yeah, that's the type of thing where people are committing crimes or allegedly committing crimes. And
hold on to the evidence. You might need this one day, Your Honor. So I'm gonna keep this for me. I'm gonna show you for posterity's sake. I'm gonna keep this for my own files.
Yeah, exactly. Before we get into the segment where we'll start going through some examples of real cases, some that have been reported in the news and some that I've worked on and am currently working on. Let me ask, because we like to talk about current events too. I don't know how much you pay attention to politics, but currently you have a group of Republicans competing against each other. The two leading candidates for the Republican nomination are currently Dr. Ben Carson and Donald Trump. The leading candidate for the Democratic nomination is Hillary Clinton, of course. Okay. I think she pretty much got that one on lock. But what do you think of the Republican race?
You know what, man? I laugh at them. I just find it amusing because it's like they're almost like rap records. How crazy can I sound and still tell people I'm sane? Okay?
Wait, say that again?
It's how crazy can I sound and still tell people I'm sane? Okay? Yeah, we're going to get all the Mexicans, we're going to put them back in the boat, we're going to send them back. Man, come on, dude. That's not going to happen.
Yeah.
Ben,
you need the Latino vote to win.
You know, Ben, you were a brain surgeon. I think you probably was looking for your own brain or something. Because he says some far out stuff. I'm like, dude, what are you? Let me turn back on.
Yeah, I think a lot of times the candidates are going for shock value.
Like rap records.
Just like rap records and everything else. If you do or say something that's shocking,
they keep trending.
People will watch it more and more. Just athletes do the same thing. If you think about Terrell Owens' touchdown celebrations and Chad Ochocinco and a lot of other people, what they did was so entertaining and sometimes shocking.
Right.
That you watch ESPN and they play it over and over 100 times while they're criticizing them for doing it.
Well,
you know what I mean?
right.
But it was so entertaining that everybody's watching. It's irresistible.
And it's the same thing. ESPN, Fox News might as well be ESPN for Republicans. You know what I'm saying? So they say these crazy asinine things, and they become a loop. And the crazy part about it is, it's like a bad record. No matter how much you disagree with it, people will start repeating that stuff. Okay, and there's some people who's going to think it makes sense. Okay,
yeah.
And that is the amazing part.
Yeah. I gotta confess that when Dr. Ben Carson entered the Republican or announced his candidacy and entered the race to gain the Republican nomination, I didn't think he really had much of a chance. And Dr. Ben Carson, for those who pay any attention to politics, has been a very outspoken critic of Barack Obama, naturally, because he's a Republican. But he's having some success in terms of his numbers in the poll. Now, whether or not he'll get the nomination remains to be seen. But one thing I find really ironic about it is that I don't think he would be having that success if Obama hadn't become president. It's like you had a quote-unquote black American get elected president and do well overall for 8 years, whether you like him or not. The country is still strong. Yeah. The economy has largely recovered, and we haven't been attacked by terrorists and all that good stuff. And because Obama has held it down and held it together for going on 8 years, that has enabled Ben Carson to be taken more seriously as a candidate. But yet he acts like he hates Obama. I find that to be an interesting contradiction.
You know what? I listened to Steve Harvey the other day, and Steve said something like, ain't no way in the world these white folks in America going to have 16 years or 12 years of a black man in the White House. I don't get down with what his numbers look like today. Okay, come November 4th, 2000, whatever, he won't be in the running. Okay, It may be a ploy to show to appear to be fair. Okay, I was gonna say something else, but I'm gonna go with your word. I'm gonna keep my church vocabulary, and I'm gonna say fair. Okay. That is a ploy for the overall appearance of the Republican Party. We know damn well he ain't got a shot in hell to be the president of the United States. A black, come on, man.
You know what? I thought the same thing too when his name was first started being circulated as a potential candidate. But honestly, I don't think he's going to win it because I think he needs like that 98% of the black vote that Obama got. And that Hillary's hoping to get, and yeah, he's not going to get it. So, and then, but the other thing is that I honestly think they take him seriously. I think the Republicans do, and
they have to take him seriously. They don't have much else, man. I mean, this is probably one of the weakest fields of Republicans I've seen in my 50-some-odd years of living, okay?
Yeah.
I have never seen a bunch of clowns, come out of a car so much that I went to the Ringling Brothers Circus, man. These guys, it's just one ridiculous.
So Hillary is actually very fortunate that she got what a lot of people would consider to be weak competition.
Well, you know what? The candidates may be weak, but their party will cheat in a minute.
Oh, yeah, okay? Yeah, they will.
They will gerrymander some stuff. They will make some arrangements. They will cut some deals. And you can't take nothing for granted when you're dealing with Republicans. There's too much money on that team. So the field of candidates may be weak, but again, the what do you call the people that support the booster club? The booster club is strong as hell. Okay, and that's the part you have to be careful about when it comes to dealing with the Republicans, because we never thought Bush had lost. Bush lost in 2000. They'd already declared Gore the winner. Oh, wait. We found some votes in Florida. Hold on. Time out. We got some votes in Florida. So, yeah. Don't take nothing. Don't go to sleep. You wake up with Hillary winning and wake up with Donald Trump as your president. So be careful.
Yeah. Okay, well, we're still a good year away from the election. And it's still
maybe
a lot of time.
I'm surprised Chris Christie hasn't done better. I thought he would do better than what he's done.
I thought he would too because he's very likable.
Right.
You know, but
he shook Obama's hand, man, when doing the hurricane.
oh yeah. And heaped a lot of praise on Obama, and he was
ranks.
thoroughly criticized for that, and
he broke ranks.
Yeah,
Them cats walk in lockstep. Ain't no flexibility on Obama when it comes to Republicans. You liked him. He did something for your state, and you thanked him for it. You didn't find a problem with. No, people was drowning, and I thanked him for saving them. People throwing him a lifeline. So how could I, not thank him for that?
Mm-hmm.
So
okay.
What we got?
Well, it's probably a good time to take a break if we can, and when we come back, we'll get into that connecting the dots segment on social media documented crimes.
All right, y'all. Facebook ain't your friend, baby, when it's time to go to court. Be right back. All right, y'all. We are back. You are live with Alonzo and the car, the hip-hop attorney. The show is called Not Without Alonzo, the world-class grandmaster. If you saw Straight Outta Compton, you saw me playing crazy. We'll talk about that a little later on the show, though. What were you saying earlier before we went to break? You were saying something.
I said a lot of things. Well, and what was it related to?
No, we're talking about social media. And I just thought about a friend of mine who inadvertently got turned in by his boy to his girl. The partner had met a girl, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Well, they met girls, okay?
Yes.
And my boy was in the background talking to the girl, to the partner of the girl. He takes the selfie with the girl he just met. He's single. But the boy got a girl, married or something, and there he is, in the background getting his Mac on. And his boy didn't trip on it until it was too late. He put it on Facebook, right there on the spot. And when he got home, his woman was waiting on him with a whole lot of everything. Okay.
Wow.
I tell people, don't get messed up by Facebook, boy, because you'd be surprised. You think you're taking a picture of yourself, and everybody in the back is your background, okay? So don't get caught up messing with Facebook or Instagram because it ain't nothing nice.
Yeah, this order just to set the context for the topic that we have today. There was a case that was in the news about a year ago. I don't know if our listeners saw this one. You had a young man who is in a rap group, and he's also a hip-hop dancer that had criminal fraud charges brought against him because of some stuff that he posted on his Facebook page. What he posted was he was an actor in a Kia music video for Kia Automotive.
Okay.
You know how they have the hamsters and the hip hop and with the hoodies and all that. He was one of the hamsters.
Okay.
And the whole time he's collecting disability. And also he has some other videos on his Facebook page of him dancing and doing flips at concerts and all kind of stuff. And well, if we could play the clip, Poetess, this kind of sets the
World
stage.
News back on the case tonight. So many of you outraged after seeing that Price is Right contestant spinning the wheel while out on disability. Well, get ready. You won't believe what we found tonight. Here's ABC's Nick Watt.
Investigators aren't exactly sure which dancing hamster is Leroy Barnes, but they say he's under one of those suits in this wildly popular Kia commercial campaign. At the same time, they say he was also claiming $51,000 in disability benefits.
In 2010, he was working on another production job. He filmed that a part of his ceiling fell on him, incapacitated him, which prevented him from working.
The 27-year-old backup dancer was also, they say, claiming disability while working for Madonna, Chris Brown, Kelly Rowland, and others. Barnes isn't the first claimant busted after appearing on screen.
Kathy Cashwell, come on now!
Remember Kathy Cashwell?
Here we go, good luck.
Spinning the big wheel on The Price is Right with gusto while also claiming workers' comp for a shoulder injury. She pled guilty last year to fraud. And Social Security pays...
Yeah,
all right.
So here you got a young man who had filed a disability claim alleging a workers' compensation related injury and was collecting disability for well over a year. And they were able to build a criminal case against him and charge him with criminal fraud here in the state of California because of videos he posted on Facebook.
The first problem with this video is you told somebody you was a hamster. That's the first problem I see.
Yeah, because how else could anybody possibly know?
You told somebody you was a hamster. You were able to make your money in a suit as a hamster, but that wasn't. See, that's the problem with some of these youngsters. They can't do anything without letting the world know. Okay, you could have got away with that, no problem. I'm not encouraging crime, but like Forrest Gump says, stupid is as stupid does. Okay, come on, man. You was in and out with no problem, and you wouldn't told the world, "Oh, my hamster" on the Kia commercial.
Yeah. And you know, to be picked up in a commercial, that's something to be proud of, obviously.
Right.
The problem is if you're committing a crime, that whatever you're posting on your Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat, Twitter, maybe whatever you're posting may be evidence of the crime you're committing. You got to make a choice. Do I want to be famous, or do I want to stay out of jail?
And see, a lot
and he wasn't anticipating getting prosecuted, obviously.
A lot of people don't understand that when you download an app, when you download those apps, they ask you, check this box, or do you agree? Nobody takes time to read that long-ass consent form that you're clicking on, that you're agreeing to, okay? And a lot of times they ask you, can they use your photos? Can they do this? Can they show you location? Can they do whatever? And sometimes you may not even need a subpoena because you are giving them permission to use your material for whatever they choose necessary. That was one of the big things about Instagram when it first came out. They want to have action at using the pictures that go up on Instagram. Okay? Now it was a big thing. And people still post on Instagram. So if you don't want your picture all over the world being advertised for Instagram, don't put your stuff on Instagram. But again, when you do these things, you have to be aware of what you're doing. Plus, just because you take it down don't mean it went nowhere. And that's another big mistake. It may not be on that Facebook page, but you don't know who downloaded this thing so far, okay? True. You don't know who saved image, okay? So if that image is saved, if it goes up there and somebody, a prosecuting attorney or whoever the case may be, saved that image or that video to their phone or to their device, next thing you know, you think, oh, it's not there anymore. All of a sudden, they playing you in court, doing somersaults, and you're supposed to be on disability.
Exactly. Let me give an example from a criminal case that I'm currently working on here in L.A. County. In the area of West Covina, which is a city approximately 30 miles east of downtown Los Angeles, I have a client who's currently charged with 4 counts of robbery and 4 counts of kidnapping. The allegation is that he's a young black male in his late 20s, is that he and another young black man entered a check cashing place / title loan type of establishment and robbed the establishment, and including 3 of the 4 women who were present as employees. No customers were in there. And they got charged with kidnapping. With robbery for the robbery against the establishment and against the women, the female employees. And then 4 counts of kidnapping because the allegation is that they ordered the women to move from the front of the business to the back of the business, and then they tied their hands with zip ties. Very serious crimes. There's a gun enhancement.
Very serious charges.
Yeah, very serious charges, absolutely. There's an allegation that guns were used during the robbery. A gun enhancement is something that they attach to a crime to increase the punishment. A gun enhancement attached to any crime adds additional 10 years of punishment. And they can do that for each count.
Now, what about this thing with the bullet thing? They had like some situations every time there's for every bullet, you get an extra 5 or 10 years, something like that. What's that about? You?
Yeah, you know what? I've heard about that. I haven't encountered it.
Well, I remember seeing Denzel Washington.
I wonder if that's California law, if that's federal law or
think
something.
About it might be. I don't know, but I remember seeing Denzel Washington when he was talking to Snoop. Snoop was in the wheelchair. He kept going 5 years, 10 years, 15, 20. You want to ever go home again? And Snoop, came in training day. They were shooting right here on Crenshaw.
Okay, so there's some kind of enhancement where they add additional years for each bullet.
Maybe because he's a gang member.
Okay.
Maybe it's part of the gang enhancement situation.
Yeah.
Okay. Because he had priors. Okay?
Yeah, it may very well be.
He clicked the bullet out of the clip. He was talking about 5.
I remember
10,
that scene. Yeah.
So I was just wondering if that might have played a part in that as well.
Yeah. Well, it's not a part of this case because there's no gang allegation.
Okay.
So nobody's alleging that these guys robbed this business to benefit a gang, which is what a gang allegation is. And then also in this case, only one person was caught. There's 2 young men that robbed the establishment, but only my client got caught. Now, here's the part that relates to our topic.
Okay.
There is an allegation, and there's a surveillance video from the business that shows 2 young men enter the business with guns. You know, each one had a gun, a pistol in their hand, or what appeared to be a pistol. After my client was identified as a suspect, the police then went into his Facebook page, allegedly, and downloaded several pictures. This is what the prosecutor's alleging, of my client holding different guns and posing with guns.
Okay.
On his Facebook page. So the DA believes that one of the guns that appears on my client's Facebook page that he poses with on his Facebook page is a gun used in the robbery in West Covina.
Okay.
And this case is still pending. We haven't made it quite to the preliminary hearing yet. That'll be coming up in a couple of weeks. But that's evidence from his Facebook page that they are attempting to use to get a conviction on him. Let me mention one more thing. The kidnapping charges, and there's 4 counts because there were 4 women. Each one of those charges, one kidnapping charge by itself here in the state of California carries a maximum penalty of life in prison. So this young man is being threatened with potentially 4 life sentences as punishment, plus some additional time based on the 4 robbery counts, which are all strikes, and the kidnapping charges are all strikes. So it's a total of 8 strike charges, plus all the additional gun enhancements on each of the charges. This guy could potentially be sentenced or spend the rest of his life in prison.
Easy. Okay.
Documenting and evidence on Facebook being used against him.
Now, going back to last week's show, are they going to give him any reduced time if they tell him his partner? If he snitches on his partner?
You know what? Well, as you broke it down for us last time, this is what no snitching, that type of situation that no snitching was intended to be in its origin.
Right. Because
you have allegedly 2 guys conspiring, agreeing to commit a crime. If one gets caught, the other is not supposed to tell. If my client were to cooperate and turn state evidence, which I have never advised somebody to do, that's a choice they have to make on their own, would the DA offer him a better plea deal? The answer is most likely yes, because these crimes are so serious, they would rather see my guy, and this is my opinion, get sentenced to 10 years state prison so long as they can catch the other guy, rather than have my guy get sentenced to 30 years by himself. What's important for them is to catch as many persons responsible for the crime as possible. So if my guy were to cooperate, chances are he would get a better plea deal. There hasn't been any discussion of that yet in this case. It could come up later.
Well, right now, the boy looking at 200 years, okay? If they offered him 100, that's a good deal. I mean, he's looking at 200 years. I mean, if you added up all those crimes, you got 25 per kidnapping charge, not plus another the robbery charges, plus the gun enhancement. Technically, if you just straight up add all those together, we're talking about he'd have to die and come back to finish doing this time. He'd have to kill himself, die. He'd have to go to jail, die, come back, reincarnate himself, and die again before you get through all this time. But if you're telling your homeboy, then here's where the rubber hits the road. Now, do you really? Is it about your boy going free, or do you want to go home in the next? And how old is this guy?
Late 20s. You
want to go home before your AARP card come to the house? Do you want to tell your boy to hit? Now, I'm not going to say nothing. This is not a problem of Lonzo's, but what do you do? Do you? I mean, I watch Law and Order SUV. When they start talking about giving the cat 100 years and double life, whatever, they start drinking lemon water, start me, ma. They start singing. They go into an opera. Okay, now are we talking about a real gangster that's willing to come home before his AARP card get to the house, or he gonna ride it out for his boy? And since he don't have did they get the money back?
No.
So the boy got the money.
Was not recovered.
So wait. So the boy, the homie, got away with the crime so far, and the money.
The allegation is that they split the money on some level. I think the allegation is that just under $10,000 was stolen from the business, but there's an allegation that they took 3 iPhones or smartphones as well.
Okay. Before I take this caller, hold the caller for 1 second. Let me say this right here. Does anybody besides me realize how stupid this is? Okay? You just got yourself 4 life sentences, double life, multiple life sentences for 3 iPhones and $5,000. You just gave up your whole generation, your children, everything for 3 iPhones and $5,000. I can't help it.
Well, that's the punishment he's being threatened with. The case is still pending, and he got a really good attorney. So
but he don't have that guy in the wheelchair, Ironside. Okay. Got to call him. Call him, talk to us. Hello.
What's going on, Alonzo?
Oh man, trying to make it happen. Trying to drop some knowledge on these folks out here. What's happening with you?
Man, you dropping the knowledge, man. You're doing a good job of it, man.
Thank you.
I just had to say, there's a comedian named Lil Duval, and he posted on social media that there are now actual departments actual police departments who have divisions.
Right.
And the people's jobs in these divisions are to just sit up all day at their computer and monitor people's social media to see if they telling on themselves or snitching or committing crimes.
Or making threats. Because people...
Yeah. So, I mean, I'm not real heavy on social media. I got it just for, like, friends and family. But as far as posting my business out there, I don't do that because of something like that. It's the police and the feds. They have their divisions where they sit up, and you got guys posting all these pictures of drugs and cocaines and guns and all of that, man, and it's just crazy to me. So these guys just need to be careful out here.
But you know what? And then they have the no snitching rule, which means, but in turn, you snitching on yourself, trying to live up. And I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. At the risk of sounding old.
No, I'm old too, man. Go ahead.
You trying to live up. You trying to live up to the rap lyrics. You know what I'm saying? You trying to live like a rapper. You a OG. You all that. You hard. And this is my evidence that I'm hard. Obviously, you may be hard, but you ain't that smart. Okay. Right. And this is what we're getting at right now. Okay. You can be as hard as you want to, but you got to have some brains to match your ball. You got to have some brains to match your ball. So if you are doing crime as your hustle, but you got to tell everybody that you did it, you can't be that smart.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Okay. Much love, Doc. Thanks for the call, Doc.
Yeah.
Hey, I got one other thing.
Go ahead.
I don't know if you know, but Vlad posted a new part of the interview he did with you.
Okay.
And it's amazing because in that part of the interview, you really got into the history of West Coast hip hop. And I just want to say, as a big fan of rap and West Coast hip hop, period, the game started with you, Uncle Jam's Army, and Egyptian Lover, man. And it's a pleasure to be able to even talk to you live on your show.
Right
man.
on, Doc. Right on, man.
You know
Appreciate
what I'm saying?
that.
So I salute you. And one other thing, what preferred way would you like for me to purchase your book? I know it's available in various different ways, but what way is easier for you? Because I'm really interested in reading your book and I want to purchase it.
Well, you know what? Two things happened yesterday. My marketing people got with me. We lowered the price of the book to $14.95. It's available on Amazon. Now, if you go to my website, okay, LonzoWilliams.com, and just put your email address in there and tell me, and you can pay for it on PayPal. I'll send you the book and my DVD for, I think it's $20 altogether. So, I mean, I can autograph it the whole 9 yards that way. That way you can get a personalized copy from me. I put them in the envelopes the whole 9 yards, sign your name to it. And, just let me know who you are. In the comments of PayPal, just let me know who you are. For, brother called the show, and I'll put something in there special to you. And I'll ship it out to you, no problem.
What's the site again?
LonzoWilliams.com, my website.
AlonzoWilliams.com.
No A.
Okay.
No A.
Oh,
it's L.
Just Lonzo.
LonzoWilliams.com.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
My daddy is Alonzo. Okay.
I got you. Appreciate it, man.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Thanks for
All
calling.
right, now.
All right.
Good call. I like that.
Yeah, I do too, man.
Okay. Well, he let me know that Vlad TV has a new, because I saw part of the interview you did with Vlad TV.
Right.
I think they got several segments, but he said there's a new one that's been posted.
Well,
so now I got to catch up on that.
I love Vlad, man. Vlad made me a hood star again. I mean, Vlad did more for me than the movie did, okay? Because Vlad came out to the house, posted up for about an hour and a half, and what I realized was so cold about what he did is we talked like an hour and a half, right? He went in the studio, did an interview with me, then we went in the house, did an interview, but he took them segments and he cut them up in like 10, 15-minute segments. So as soon as you think you saw the interview, here come another one. And my boy is so cold with the titles. Made me nervous. I mean, gonna get me sued. Alonzo answers the question, is Dr. Dre gay? Hey, man, that dude got $1 billion. I don't need to be in that shit. Okay, keep me out of that shit. But it was all cool. But that's how he gets his views, by creating these these titles that are so interesting. You got to 200,000 people have watched that Vlad interview I did. Okay, I mean that's just one of them.
Right.
He got, I think one of them was over almost 300,000 views, man, and it's still growing because that's how he does his thing.
You know what? Speaking of using the right title on a video, you just said something a few minutes ago that may be a good title for this segment.
What's that?
Or for this episode, because earlier I had mentioned, maybe we can call this social media documented crimes.
Right.
You just mentioned no self-snitching. Which is a great title because that's what we're talking about. How people are snitching on themselves with their social media. And that follows last week's.
We could call it social masturbation.
I like no self-snitching better.
Social masturbation. You're just playing with yourself and you're getting busted, okay? But yeah, I like that too, Doc. I got.
So maybe we'll use that.
Yeah. So we're gonna take some points from Vlad. We're gonna put some crazy ass titles on these shows, and oh my God, they're talking about social masturbation. Yeah, we're talking about snitching on Facebook. Okay, but yeah, I had a situation. I think I told you this before. I had a situation with the club. Now I used to run the Boom Boom Room, and the Boom Boom Room was a male exotic club, all female clientele.
Where's that club located?
Avalon, No Segundo. Right up under the loft, which used to be the Eve After Dark, okay, where everything started here on the West Coast. You'll see that in my book, Not with Alonzo.
Is that in the city of Compton?
Not quite. Is
it Watts?
We right there in the hub of Watts, Compton, Gardena, and L.A. We're in an unincorporated part of L.A.
Oh, wow.
And people always thought we were in Compton, but we're not in Compton. And that's what made the club so unique back in the day, because I got clients. Nobody claimed it. Compton couldn't claim it. Watts couldn't claim it, so
no rules to follow.
It was rules to follow. You just come over there in neutral colors, and you'd be all right. It'd be okay. But the Boom Boom Room, I've been back over there about 7 years, and the Boom Boom Room It was an all male strip club, and I had an all female. I have an all female clientele. I had all close. We shut it down earlier this year, but I think I mentioned the story last week on the show. I got a call from the feds. Okay, now, I pay my taxes. I don't need no problems. These white boys show up in these green jackets and these badges, and they shiny as hell. Mr. Williams, I'd like to speak to you about your incident that happened at the club other night. What happened? Well, I remember a girl slapped a girl. Well, she jumped on a girl. And sometimes, depending on how well these dancers entice these women, that used to happen from time to time. Well, this wasn't a dancer-related incident. This was a federal case. What happened is one young lady, these two young ladies were doing a crime together, okay? Mm-hmm. The underling got picked up, and she snitched on her boss, okay? The underling agreed in writing to turn state's evidence against her boss. These girls had made like $7-8 million doing crime.
Wait, they made how much?
$7 to $8 million. They haven't even figured out how much money these chicks had made, okay?
Wow.
And first of all, what got them busted was they was on Facebook going shopping. Okay, they on social media buying them $20,000 purses. Now you got a job where one girl was just her assistant, but she going shopping too. Well, when they got busted, the underling told on her boss, and these is young girls. Ain't nobody over 30 yet. Nobody's over 30. Okay, so now the underling tells on her boss. The boss bails out. The underling puts on social media, I'm going to the boom boom room. Well, homegirl comes up to the boom boom room with Vaseline on her face, her hair already tied up, and she puts in work before we can get her. Before homegirl gets into the room, she jumps on the sidewalk. But I got 16 cameras around the room, so we caught the whole thing on video. Mm-hmm. And so now the underling who got jumped on went back to the feds and told them what happened. So they wanted my video footage to verify what happened, and we had to give it up. And homegirl who jumped on her underling got an additional case of terrorism and witness tampering. Okay, so whatever she had before then, it just got multiplied because of her actions. And what I never understood is why people always feel they have to do things in public. Okay, it's like you're not a real G. Or but you doing things in front of witnesses, and everybody ain't afraid of you, okay? And sometimes you have witnesses who don't have families, which is cameras, okay? They don't have nobody to intimidate, and it might not even be my camera. It could be the camera from the gas station, an ATM, whatever the case may be. So this is how a lot of crimes are being solved, because somebody give you a description of a car, and you live in a unique neighborhood. Black SUV. All they gotta do is start backtracking the lights and see what black SUV was in the area at this time. Unless you doing some of that Will Smith shit with a bunch of black SUVs, you're not gonna be too hard to find. And at some point in time, they may get a license plate number. And today's technology is so unique. You pretty much on camera all the time. Mm-hmm. Most people don't realize. Just like these 3 Mexican boys Monday. Went on the bus and stabbed somebody. The buses is all recorded. Why would you do that? Mm-hmm. I don't give a damn how fast you run. You cannot run that lens. You go on the bus in front of 10 people, stab somebody, hop off the bus. You think they ain't going to find you.
Yeah, very well said. We probably should do another commercial break.
We're going to do a show on just stupid shit. All right, we'll be right back, folks. My mouth. All right, y'all, we are back right here at Morris Media Live. This is your boy Alonzo, the world-class grandmaster, the crazy club owner from straight out of Compton. And to my left, my boy from Starbucks on Compton and Rosecrans and Central. We call him the hip-hop attorney, my man, Dakar. What's up, Doc? We back again, man.
We are back, and we're continuing this great topic.
We got Felicia in the room. She's doing her engineering thing. I've known this woman for a long time, man. I'm proud of her. I really am. She's come a long way. I remember when she was trying to get her rap thing on, man. She was doing her thing, the poetess.
Yes. I watched one of her videos recently. So she had a song, Poetess did, with Def Jeff and Cool G Rap.
Okay.
2 rappers that I love, that I grew up listening to. And she shot a video for it. And it's on YouTube. Def Jeff appeared in the video, but not Cool G Rap. But his verse is still in there, and it's a real fun video. Y'all should check it out.
Well, when she was in hip hop, and when we were in hip hop was fun. It wasn't all about murder and mystery and jewelry and shit. It was folks having a good time, just like a house party. It wasn't like Boys in the Hood. Let's go ahead.
Yeah.
That's another subject.
Okay.
We don't drift. You don't get me to talking about something else.
Well,
Go ahead.
one other thing we want to get into this topic before we run out of time, and I think the listeners and viewers may be interested in knowing. If you haven't heard about it, there's a case pending out of San Diego County where you have a young brother who's a rap artist, a local rap artist, and I'm pretty sure the case is still pending.
Yeah.
We got a video, a news clip, if we could show it. This guy's being charged.
Face life in prison because prosecutors claim his lyrics promote gang violence. Brandon Duncan, a.k.a. Tiny Do, is facing attempted murder charges in connection with 9 shootings. Even though he's not directly linked to the violence, he doesn't even have a criminal record. But prosecutors are citing a little-known state law claiming Duncan can be charged because he benefited from the violence. They say the shootings raised his gang's profile, helping him sell more albums. Duncan's lawyer calls the case a violation of free speech.
Yeah.
You know,
how does that fit into our topic? Well, one thing, excuse me, is the audio still playing?
yeah, I hear it. No, that's
Oh,
his
it's just
video.
the
Go ahead.
Okay. He has videos and he has songs that are available in social media to watch.
Okay.
And they're using what they find in social media, his songs, to prosecute him in a criminal matter. Very serious. The guy's being charged with attempted murder. Attempted murder here in the state of California, just like an actual murder, carries a maximum punishment of 25 to life.
Right.
This guy could be sentenced to 25 to life based on what he's being charged with. I do not agree with this prosecution. I think it's BS. I think it's very anti-hip hop, that whole prosecution. To me, this prosecution seems to be an attack on hip hop as a music.
You absolutely correct. I think you're absolutely correct in your analogy, but I do believe because most legal situations, and as you can attest to this, they play in what they call a long game. Okay, they play a long game. If they can find a sympathetic jury or a sympathetic judge that can convict this guy, this will set a precedent for future albums. That'll make almost every rap record in the last 20 years, every gangster rap record, evidence against the rapper. Because NWA was notorious. NWA was notorious for saying, we're just reporters of what we see. Okay? Well, if that's what you saw, and this is what you saw, and you reporting on it, you need to tell us what you saw, where you got this information from, or else we're going to give you a case.
Well, that's the thing. I think in the law, and it's a common principle throughout the United States and even at the federal level, there is no legal obligation generally to report a crime unless you have some special relationship with the person who's the victim. Like if there was a crime, you witness a crime against your wife or against your children or maybe a family member, you would have a duty to report it. But generally, if you're out in public and you witness a crime, there's, no duty to report it to authorities, no duty to testify. There may be an ethical or moral duty, but no duty under the law. And I got mixed feelings about that.
Well, again, we got 5 minutes left. I think that you have to be very careful because we don't go to court and we don't do juries, that this guy could possibly get convicted. And if he does, that sets a precedent. Okay, and the precedent is a case that is used for other cases. Okay, based on this case so and so and so and so in 2015, where the artist was convicted of attempted murder based on his lyrics. Okay,
Can I say something? I don't mean to interrupt you.
Right.
If they get a conviction on this guy, if I'm a rap artist, everything I write and record is going to sound like Will Smith from now on.
And that could be the turning point for a lot of situations.
And I love Will Smith, so
I
that's not a
understand that.
criticism.
But if people understand how the game is being played, they playing chess, not checkers. Okay?
Yeah.
You're playing checkers. You're trying to get paid right quick. Okay? You just trying to jump over some shit and get paid. Okay? They're like, okay, keep on. We're gonna get your king and your queen.
Yeah.
Okay.
Can I ask you a quick question about your book?
Go ahead.
We're running out of time here. Okay, so I'm still reading the book. Great book.
Thank you.
I hope everybody gets a chance to read it. You tell a story in the book about you reaching a turning point. You were at a crossroad in your life when you were approximately 20 years old.
Right.
Your dad had a career working for Caltrans, was
Right.
very successful, family man. He wanted you to follow in his footsteps.
Yes.
At the same time, you were already a very popular DJ
Right.
here on the West Coast, and you had to make a choice between, do I do what dad wants me to do and get this government job with great benefits and I'll be able to retire with a pension plan and all that, or do I pursue my heart? How tough of a decision was that for you?
That was probably the toughest decision I've ever made in all my life, because I've always been a daddy's boy. My daddy's been in my life from day one. He died a few years ago, but I've always been a
God
daddy's
bless.
boy. And in that particular situation right there, I'm a funny cat. I learned to believe in omens, because you always got omens around. You always got angels. I know I sound crazy to some folks, but I believe in omens and angels. When I went to Caltrans, I was taking my dad's advice. I was going to go and get the job, no problem. And I put my 2 weeks notice in. I went to Caltrans, and they had this big board with all these sheets of paper in there. And I filled out all the paper. They gave me my helmet. They gave me my orange vest. And they gave me a crew. This is who you're going to be working with. But the last piece of paper, this is honest to God truth, the last piece of paper that they did not have was an insurance form. Okay? I couldn't start that day. It was a Friday. I was supposed to start on that Friday, okay? And they didn't have the insurance form. They told me, hey, Little Moneymaker, that's my dad's name. My daddy was Moneymaker. I'm Little Moneymaker. Little Moneymaker, come back Monday. You can start Monday. We'll send downtown to get some more insurance papers. I took that as an omen. When I left the parking lot of Caltrans on wherever it was, I made up my mind I wasn't going back. Okay. Mm-hmm. Now I shot straight to Record Shack, where I was working, and asked, is my job still available? The guy said yes. Okay. Yeah. Now I called my cousin Joe, and he and I had a conversation about whether or not what I'm gonna do with my dad, how my dad is gonna kill me. Okay. And that was the first time in my life my dad and I ever fell out, and we fell out. We didn't hardly communicate. He called me a bunch of names. I was really crushed.
Now imagine this. And excuse me. So Alonzo Williams decides to work for Caltrans instead of pursuing his love of music and DJing.
Right.
So no World Class Wrecking Crew.
No Eve After Dark.
No Eve After Dark. No Doodles. Right. Dr. Dre maybe gets hired later.
No.
And DJ Yella. That thing wouldn't have happened at that time.
Not without Alonzo.
That could have changed the whole outcome of history.
Not without Alonzo, baby. That's why I said in my book, it almost didn't happen, folks. Hey, folks, my girl gave me the sign to get up out of here, y'all. We'll be back next Wednesday. Why I keep saying Thursday? No, my other show is on Thursday. I'll be back next Wednesday at 3 o'clock. Tell a friend to tune in to Morris Media Live at 3 o'clock. Check out Alonzo, the world-class grandmaster, and my hip-hop attorney, the car, straight out of Starbucks in Compton. You from Detroit, though. I can't give you.
No, Chicago.
I
was born in Chicago.
You born in Chicago but live in Detroit. I mean,
No.
Where I get Detroit from?
I've
from
never
Chicago.
been to Detroit.
Chi-town boy.
Okay.
Anyway, folks, much love for all those, my brother who called in. Check us out on the web. Check us out on my website at LonzoWilliams.com. Check us out on MorrisMediaLive.com. In the meantime, y'all, we'll be back next week. Dakar, great show, baby.
Yes. And you can call me at 213-858-2698. Thank you.
Pick up the book, Amazon.com, y'all. It's now only $14.95. And if you go to my website, LonzoWilliams.com, you get the DVD and the book for $20. All good, folks. Peace.
Peace.